Over the past two seminars, our two societies have shown how collaboration across borders can disseminate and spread knowledge, inspire practice, and bring scientific communities together. I mean, in Bucharest, it was a very interesting seminar where the focus was on the revision of Eurocodes 7 and 8. This was, let's say, a forward perspective on how this will change our practice. And here today we focused on case studies. I mean, we learned a lot from case studies, and this is a very instructive perspective on how failures and case studies can reshape our thinking. So, well, I don't need to introduce all the speakers, so we go directly to the discussion. And may I begin with Loretta Batali, where you presented in Bucharest the revised Eurocode 7. And I will be a bit provocative, saying that many say that Eurocode 7 adds complexity in analysis and makes things probably more complex. I don't know. So, and we had many, especially from our Romanian colleagues, where complexity of in situ conditions played a role in the design of the project. So, what do you think that the next steps should be to facilitate the practicing engineers to the transition to the revised Eurocode 7, while maybe what can be the role of joint events like that? And to go a step further, did the expansion and harmonization that the Eurocode 7 tried to implement add complexity? And if so, can we exemplify this for the practitioners?
Okay. So indeed, most probably Eurocode 7 second generation is not so simple or so easy to use as we would like to be. Many aspects were treated in a more clear manner, or they are updated. We have also new aspects that were introduced, but for sure it is not easy to be applied. I am, however, not expecting so much trouble with this transition, because the general principles and the general philosophy is the same. So I expect those who already did the transition in 2004 to to be more adapted now, and to be more easy for them to adapt to the new code. I would say also that it's not so changed. There are new things. There are a little bit of more harmonization. There are different names for the same thing. As for the design approach, is now called material or resistance factoring approach. So if we are discussing and presenting enough to our practitioners and in a more clear manner, I am pretty sure that they will understand it and apply it. Also, we need to be careful when elaborating our national annexes, because there are many differences across the countries in Europe. And for instance, in Romania, we are not applying directly the standards, but the technical norms. So we have another step to do, to revise also the technical norms once that the national annexes are ready and so on. If I learned something very well in all this activity I've done until now with the revision of Eurocode 7, is that we have to talk and discuss and present a lot, and to get used, the practitioners, to the new concept or the new aspects of the code. So what I want to say is that the next step is to train, to disseminate the knowledge. And this is not always easy, especially for small countries as ours, because we don't have enough specialists which have been involved in this process and that they are able to perform a proper training and so on. And here, the European cooperation and the ISSMGE and other technical committees, I think they have a very important role in supporting us to do all this. Yes. And sharing is the key word here. Sharing knowledge, sharing practice, experience, and providing training for our practitioners. This is what I did in Romania the last, I don't know how many years. I presented Eurocode 7 with almost every occasion, even though probably they are up to hearing this, but how it is called, the Chinese drop. Every time we need to add something. Yeah.
Torture people?
Not really, but something like this. And also I tried to involve many young engineers in the working groups in order to be prepared to know what will follow. And now, after, I don't know, 7 years or something like this, they should be able now to train and to apply at least the new Eurocode. I was last week in Slovenia, invited again for presenting Eurocode 7. Slovenia has 2 million of inhabitants, so you can imagine that they don't have databases, and even us, a little bit bigger countries, we don't have this. We cannot rely all the time on our own practice. We have to rely on bigger countries' experience. So again, sharing is the key word.
So now I will move to Professor Gazetas, a little bit related to the previous question. And you spoke in Bucharest about the foundation design and soil structure interaction within the Eurocode 8 Part 5. I spoke a little bit about the ultimate limit state design for static loading within the Eurocode 7. Do you think that there has been enough or any at all progress on the harmonization between Eurocode 7 and Eurocode 8.5? And what I think most practitioners find difficult to use Eurocode 8.5. So what can we do about that?
Most practitioners which are not familiar with seismic design. Yeah. But people who are familiar with seismic design find it much more difficult to use EC7. Okay? Now, I have to say one thing. I don't know if Zakis agree with this. The part of EC8 that deals with the seismic actions, the response spectrum, was done by structural engineers. It's part of EC8, part 1. It's the structural engineers. And with structural engineers, you apologize for this. Apologize, they're good structural engineers. But with professor structural engineers in EC8, you cannot argue very much about the design spectrum, the form, internationally, not only in Europe. So this is a complicated part of the structure of the picture. Now, the EC8 part 5, which is a geotechnical part, indeed, for my taste, although I participated in that, as well as Zakis, is a little bit too detailed. It's more detailed than I would have liked it. But we do have a chance through the national index annexes to simplify things, or modify, or even eliminate some things. We have this possibility. For example, I would say just one example. For the reduction coefficient for liquefaction, those who remember this, for liquefaction, we take the peak ground acceleration and we multiplied it by a factor RD to reduce it with depth. A rather old-fashioned thing. Now, one of the members of our committee K.E.D.E.A, proposed a very nice simple formula which is more than enough. Sine of, I don't remember, 0.04z. Nothing else. No, this is not very accurate. No. Now we have a formula which is, he has 3 parameters there, and the parameters have another one, and the magnitude he has there, and everything, which for me is totally ridiculous. I don't know how it escaped me. It passed through. So there's this kind of things. But these are in the annexes mostly. And I think we can modify or... but with respect to the agreement between the 2 codes, the compatibility between the 2 codes, we certainly have to work it more to see. I think it's already well done. It's not like the previous one. I remember the first code, when we presented the first code, ISSMGE 1995, I will say this, nationality doesn't matter. The German professor who was a geotechnical engineer in Aachen, I don't say more, the name, sent a letter complaining, what a ridiculous thing it is. What is soil category A, B, C? These do not exist in soil mechanics. Okay, it was this kind of complete irrelevance of the 2 bodies. But anyway, I think now things are much better. Much more compatibility. I would like to hear what Zakis is saying about it.
Yes, in general, Eurocodes are very complicated. This is true. Some of them are very, very complicated, or some parts of are very complicated. In ISSMGE Part 5, we tried, because the composition was right, I would say, to simplify as much as possible, keeping in mind that the Eurocode is a code, it's not a guideline. And so we must keep the essentials and not the details.
Yep.
Okay, sometimes we
succeeded.
did it, sometimes we didn't, but anyway, at least we tried.
Yeah.
And yes, I think that unfortunately it's very complicated. And I'm afraid that our young students, they need a lot of effort and time in order to digest it and to use it. And we do not have time to instruct the students during their program. So they have to do it afterwards. It is not possible to do it.
No, impossible.
So probably this kind of things, if they are better prepared, not that this one is not well prepared, but well focused to the graduate young people, it should be very profitable from any point of view, because they are the practitioners that they should use it. Otherwise, why we are doing this? And this needs a different kind of approach. Probably let's say the societies could do it, but you have to imagine probably a more efficient way to pass this knowledge and information to the young people.
I'm sorry, Giorgos, to ruin your timing, but let me tell you about one of my ideas to replicate, in fact, what they are doing in IGS, in the International Geotechnical Societies, where they have a program called Training the Trainers. So,
what is that?
The International Geotechnical Geosynthetic Society, IGS.
They are the most
So,
active.
yeah, I think we should replicate this and to try to form some trainers in each country or in each society, and after that they will do the job at local level. I don't know, to try to have different levels of dissemination.
Yes, but you have to find the right funding.
Yep. The Geosynthetic Society is a little richer because it has a product.
The way to funding all these activities, because otherwise, in the volunteer basis, probably it is not so effective. At least in my opinion. Probably I'm wrong, but...
True.
Probably it's not a problem of wealth, but how to redirect money for the good causes, let's say.
Yes,
Yeah.
something like this.
Yeah. Okay.
It will be much more efficient from practical point of view, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This program is the Educate Educators. It was
Educators.
also organized in Xanthi last year. I attended this, this seminar, very instructive, but it focuses on the educators, the teaching staff.
May I say something? Because
So-
we have some practitioners here, few, but very good. I believe that some of them, they are very, very good from many points of view, even better of us that we have produced the code. So we have to go to them, because in my opinion they are the most important part of this kind of thing, because they know, they understood, they have their complaints that this is working, this is not working, because you know, if you are producing a model, you believe that it is perfect, which is not true. So, but if there is a very well trained or a very good engineer, he could very fast identify what is the wrong, and my good professor, okay, you are very good, but this is not working. So I think that this kind of people should be used in this. Not George, myself, or with other, but very good engineers in practice, that they are in a very high level, which they can judge all the models and say this is done in a proper way or not. It is, I believe that you're right, but try to find this kind of people.
I will ask you on that, may I ask you on everybody, because we have practitioners, we have professors. How can we attract these people to give some of the...
Funding. You have, because they are very active.
I
so
don't think they are looking for funding. They are here,
No,
they
no,
are involved,
but-
they are presenting, so...
But they don't have time.
Yeah,
If
the
they
time
are
is
going
an
to
issue.
if they are going to spend a week in order to prepare something,
Of course.
they have to be paid.
Yep.
In the trainings we are doing in Romania, of course, we are paying the trainers. From the fees that we have from the participants in the trainings. So my idea was not to educate the educators, and for a purpose I didn't say educate the educators, but train the trainers, because I'm not targeting, or this idea is not targeting the academics only.
Okay.
You know?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, now I have a question for Professor Pitilakis, because, yes. Okay, I can skip it, but because we discussed a lot of about risk, risk assessment. We attended today many presentations on risk assessment. Also, the case study that Evangelia presented, Dr. Riga also presented. There are very nice case studies of failures. But you had an interesting part at the end, which is quantification of risk. This, are we ready to use quantification of risk to include it to policy making and concerning our hazards? Also, Michalis presented some that may lead also to a risk assessment tool.
Are we ready to accept what? Maybe we are not. We do not have the necessary wisdom to do this in a very efficient way. We need some time in order to better understand what is the risk. The risk is a very tricky thing. You know how much time we spent for the landslide community in a big project that we had several years ago, which is called Safeland, in order to persuade the majority of the people involved there, which were from the geological community, to understand that a movement of a slope is the susceptibility and not the risk. Because the risk is related to the structure, for example, and not to the movement of the slope. We spent more than a year to make a consensus. So I hope so, but I'm not sure that we can do it very fast.
Okay, so final. Well, I'm being pushed here to end this discussion fast. Let's move further. Bardanis, yes, my dear Michael.
Yes, 2 minutes.
2 minutes only for Michael. It is impossible for Michalis to speak in 2 minutes, only when presenting when addressing the panels. So, now, Michali, you, how, as a practitioner now, you have seen also some about the revision of Eurocode 7 and 8, and you presented a very nice assessment tool for landslides. How do you think that this kind of joint efforts can be used not only to instruct younger professionals, but also to reshape codes or the way we design our works, or to be implemented in some also cross-border partnerships?
They told me I have only 2 minutes, so I will make this telegraphic as possible, commenting also to what was said earlier. My approach to things is that you have to define from the beginning what is the role of everybody and every organization. Universities and academics are there to teach principles. To teach principles, to teach mechanisms, to teach mechanics, to teach physics. In my opinion, they are not there to teach codes. A student must take a degree knowing basic knowledge. A code is not basic knowledge. Basic knowledge is universal throughout the world, but a code may be different depending on the latitude and magnitude around the globe. Learning the codes is indeed essential, but is something that a graduate should be learning after his graduate studies. And there comes the role of societies like our geotechnical societies, where we try to inform our members and the wider engineering community about what is taking place today, tomorrow, maybe in 10 years from now. This takes a lot of time, and exactly because it takes a lot of time and a lot of expertise, there is scarcity of people. In our geotechnical society, the Hellenic Geotechnical Society, we have many times discussed, okay, let's do seminars on Eurocodes, let's bring in the people to show to our members and the engineering community how the Eurocodes work. Okay, fine, who are these people? How many are they? How many times are we going to use them? How many times are we going to use Giorgos to explain how we are obtaining characteristic parameters according to Eurocode 7? How many times? On how many occasions? And there is where the bilateral cooperation becomes important. Exactly because this is not only a problem in our society, but is most probably a problem in many geotechnical societies. Cooperating with other geotechnical societies that face the same problems essentially gives you access to a greater pool of people who are qualified and experts to present in an engineering community whatever you want to inform this community about. And this is where initiatives like the one we have had with our Romanian colleagues becomes important in order to address this scarcity of people when it comes to informing our audiences.
Just to inform you about this discussion we had, you know, for the production and the development of Eurocodes, we make the first draft and then the societies and key persons start to discuss it and to send the comments. If you check, at least for our case, from which countries they come, these comments, you will see always the big countries where we have more, let's say, well-formed societies and they have the means to somehow mobilize the people. From small countries, it was just a crazy from, let's say, from Portugal, who would like to, I'm not saying that they are crazy, just a crazy guy who spent some hours or days in order to give some, and some of them were very good. So you have the societies a major role, but you have to think well how to mobilize the good people and in particular the practitioners of high quality, not any kind of practitioner, of top level, experienced, etc., etc. I'm not going into too much detail.
I know this feeling because I'm being involved in the Greek delegation, and what we tried to do is for the first time to involve also the Hellenic Society on this representation with our the body, the national
standardization body contact,
which is the responsible for the codes. Everything goes through this body. In Greece it is a lot. So we have introduced now the society of Hellenic Society into this body.
In Geotechnical Part 5, nothing has been sent from Greece.
Yep. They like it very much.
To add to this, when we send the notification to the database of emails we have as a Geotechnical Society to receive comments on EC7, okay, we received approximately 0.5%, just 0.5%, I will not say absolute numbers, of the number of emails that we are sending. It was just 0.5% the responses that we received back.
The 1 million people.
Exactly. If you have 1 million people, you eventually get some answers, but not in our case.
So, well, to end to this discussion, I will make a question to all of you. So, how do you think? 2 questions. I mean, okay. How do you? In one, 2 in 1. It is a gift. The second one. First, how do you think this kind of efforts should or could evolve within bilateral collaborations in a regional perspective? And now I forgot the second one.
The answer is yes.
Yes. So, how can this evolve? How do you think? Any suggestion? And the second one is, I remembered, about, we have put a lot of effort in the digital reach. I mean, the YouTube channels and promoting all this work that we have done, and how this could even become more, to reach to more people. I mean, what is the channel? How can we do it?
But I understand that many people have gotten
By now we have 1,500 views.
But
in 4 months.
These views are going up to see the recordings up to the end, or a certain presentation and so on. This we are not sure.
Let me give you a small impression of this statistic, because it is not only views, as you are saying, but it is also the time spent on the views.
Okay.
So these are statistics that are there. I cannot tell you specifically for this line of videos only that are from the seminar, but only from the whole YouTube channel that we have. It is already approaching something like 10,000 views, which is truly remarkable, with an average view time in the order of 30 minutes. I would say that this is an average time showing considerable involvement. It's not just like I went over there, let's see how does this start. Okay, I watched something like a minute or two and then I stopped. So we have the statistics that are showing that there is considerable engagement, and this is becoming an important tool of dissemination. To answer, since I'm talking the question of Giorgos, what I think we should find here is a way to start receiving the feedback. Okay, there are 9,000 views, 10,000 views. Okay, there is an average view time of 30 minutes. Can we get these people involved to get back to us with what they thought about what they viewed during that half an hour? If we can manage to get this feedback back, it is going to be the next big step in what we do. And there we are open and very welcome to new ideas on how to do this.
Yes.
I agree, and I was about to say the same thing, that on bilateral level, for sure, we can find some more very interesting topics that we can discuss in different ways, either face-to-face or whatever other means, but we should try to look a little bit regional. And this is something, I don't know if it is true also for Greece, but probably due to our recent history in Romania and in Eastern European countries, we are always looking to the West and never in the region, and we don't have a real cooperation into the Eastern Europe or with the, Balkans. Don't use, okay, with in the Southeastern Europe.
Southeastern Europe.
Yeah, so yeah, indeed, I think we should try and continue our efforts, not only on bilateral cooperation, because this will continue. Now it's started, and for sure, I have already some ideas of topics to be discussed in the future, but let's try to do something regional. Of course, we have some other regional conferences, but they are very general. We should do it for more specific topics, because this will attract much more people. And for answering about the digital, I think it's an amazing tool that we have nowadays to reach people that maybe cannot attend all the time face-to-face events. But on the other hand, I would not like to have it only online. You know, so I think the discussions that we can have face-to-face are much more productive. And another type of contact also between people. So we need to balance these two things better, probably.
It can be also in
Yeah.
a workshop with a bunch of invited people, let's say 10, depending on the subject, from all these countries, and stay for a whole day discussing with some introduction. This would be really very, very, very good.
All right, this concludes our discussion. Just to tell you, I have one statistic here about the questionnaire. 40% of the participants here were students. That's
There are some students there.
a good number.
Very good.
Yeah.
They have been left.
These are the toughest.
So, please, Loretta, Michalis, if you want to make a closing remark, please do so, or...
First, what to say? I'm, again, very, very happy that what started as a personal, I would say, relationship with you, Giorgos, evolved in a very, very nice way and in a very productive way. And as I said at the very beginning, there are many things that are linking us, and we should take advantage of this and to continue this cooperation. It was a very useful, I think, event for everyone, for both communities, and I would like again to thank you very much, Michalis, Giorgos, Professor Pitilakis, and the team that organized here, Angelos and Tassos, who unfortunately is not here. And thank you for our host here in Thessaloniki. I don't know which will be the next event. We will think about it, yeah. But the cooperation, I'm pretty sure that will continue, and this is the most important thing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Loretta, and indeed for many reasons. For all the hard work you did during the first seminar and the second seminar, especially during the first seminar, all the effort you put into organizing it, you and your team. All of us for this, we have to thank Giorgos Belokas. Giorgos Belokas was the man who actually initiated this. It is not many people who will bring a personal connection and make it a society connection. And Giorgos did exactly that. I know these people that I have met there. They are nice people. I think there can be some important cooperation there. Let's do it as a society. I'm not keeping this to myself. Not many people nowadays are willing to do something like this and bring it forward to their society. And this is something we will always have to be thankful to Giorgos Belokas for these seminars that we are having. And then we come to today's seminar, for which we have to thank all our hosts in Thessaloniki, all of them, and especially I would like to stand to two people, Angelos Tsinaris, who is standing at the back, and was instrumental in many of the arrangements that we had in order to have this done today. Of course, Tassos Anastasiadis, who unfortunately is not here with us, and I would like to invite Angelos, please, to this stand to receive a small token of our appreciation from the Romanian Geotechnical Society. Thank you again very much for what you have done for this, both you and Tassos.
We have another one for Tassos. Please give him and with our... Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You know, we say in Greece that the history is made by individuals.
By?
Individuals.
Well, not exactly.
Armies.
Not exactly. It is made by Parea. Now, to bring Parea in English, okay, by a group of people that are hanging together and they're having fun, and this is exactly what has happened in time. And the cooperation between our two societies is here to stay. We shall see what comes next, and until the next time, thank you very much for your presence here and for your interest in everything we have done. Thank you all.
And to all speakers and sponsors. To all speakers and sponsors also.
We have talked so much about money in this and funding during this final panel discussion, and I didn't have, can we please go to, for our final remark, to go to the slide with our sponsors?
No, it is the other one, but I will...
13 companies which actually took the step further, supported this event. We are very thankful to all of them. We are going to see in a minute, once again, all our sponsors, who, when we reached out to them, were generous enough to support us for this event and have this event here. And not only the sponsors for our event here, but we must also remember a number of sponsors in the first seminar when the Romanian Geotechnical Society reached out to them in order to support that event. Without our sponsors, we cannot have this type of events.
The next time, the real big buddies. Actor and other big companies, because they have to be there.
We reach out to those who are willing to reach out back to us. So, thank you all for your presence here, and until the next time.